Hey guys, it's Friday. It's puck time. I'm Lawrence. Prez and Andrew McInnis with us. It's the NHL preview betting show. Let's bring him in. Andrew, this show's about you, my brother. Full disclosure, I didn't handicap the All-Star Game. I don't handicap the All-Star Game. Frankly, I need a break. I'm old and worn out. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, Prez? Been a few days. Things are pretty good on my end. I cashed my $2 Tuesday wager over at Sports Memo, and that was kind of a great way to end the first half. And, I bet you people did not expect to see us today, Prez. I'll tell you that. I mean, I know you talked about it on one or two episodes, but people probably didn't expect to see us today talking about the NHL All-Star Game. I have a few short angles to look at here, and we're going to discuss some props and go over it and hopefully give a few winners out to the viewers here. So looking forward to breaking down. We have two games really to break down. We already have odds for. Then we'll just kind of go through some betting strategy, and then we'll look at some of the props.
You got it, brother. Before we get into it, I just want to thank everybody for the wonderful comments from our Wednesday show. Yeah, I know, I lost my shit. 100%. It was a 30-minute show, me ranting for 25 minutes, literally reading this guy's website. I loved it, Andrew. I enjoyed every moment of that show. I very rarely listen to our shows back. I listened to that show back in its entirety. So if any of you guys missed Wednesday's show, I understand that the two hockey games that we spoke about are done. But the actual show has information and humor in it that will last forever. Okay, brother. Should we start with the games?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with Metropolitan versus Team Atlantic.
Yeah, well, you've got Team Atlantic at minus 120, over and under of 12, half a goal less than Pacific versus Central. Tell me what you're doing here.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the plus 100 with Team Metropolitan. One way I'm going to go about this here, Prez, is teams that involve players that are a little bit younger, a little bit newer to the All-Star Game, I say are going to care more. And, I don't know who they are personally. I haven't spoken with these players. I obviously don't know any NHL players personally, but that's just the way I've found over the past few years that these guys are going to have a little bit more fun with it. They're going to enjoy it a lot more. And I think it's a very, promising way to look at this. You've got a guy like Matthew Barzal in his second All-Star appearance only. Artemi Panarin, his first All-Star appearance. I mean, this is a guy that's really, flourishing as a New York Ranger. Travis Konechny, a Philadelphia Flyer, his first time at the All-Star Game. He's a guy that's been outstanding. I've been betting him anytime goal scorer during the season. He's done great so far. Dougie Hamilton on defense. You love to have defensemen that can also jump into the rush, Prez. I mean, defensemen can be great, but if you're only a stay-at-home guy, the 3-on-3 All-Star Game doesn't really work for you. Seth Jones, a guy that I know you like, he's in his third year All-Star. He'll be great. Then you've got a guy, Braden Holtby and Korpisalo as the goaltenders. I like those guys, Prez. I think that they'll get the job done here at plus 100 Metropolitan Division. We also have to look at the fact that for Team Atlantic, Austin Matthews, he's going to be sitting this one out. His wrist was bothering him, and he's hoping to be back in action on Monday for actual, his team with the Toronto Maple Leafs. But he's out, and we have a couple younger guys here on the Atlantic Division, but I can't really see the chemistry really developing on this team. A lot of role players. You got a guy like, first of all, Shea Weber, Montreal Canadian. Everyone knows that's my team. I can't see him doing too well with a 3-on-3,
he's too old.
Of bracket. He's too old,
Which is why I really like, Dougie Hamilton fits that style, and Seth Jones. Morgan Riley would too, but
for sure
he had some other arrangements.
Yes. And, Tyler Bertuzzi, Anthony Duclair now in here, two first-year guys, and a guy like Jonathan Huberdeau. I'm not saying I don't expect them to do too much, but when it comes down to it, that roster I'm looking at right now for Team Metropolitan looks a hell of a lot more promising, down the whole chart than the whole Atlantic Division team does. So I'm going ahead with Team Metropolitan, Prez, as my first wager here in the All-Star Game. And I also like over 12 in
Well, I would take over in every damn game. But, like I'm going to mention throughout the show, guys, do not listen to me I'm literally here to host the Andrew McInnis puck time version. I haven't handicapped any of these, and frankly, I don't even know all the players that are playing on them. This is just something that doesn't interest me. But, Andrew, before we get into the Pacific, I understand why it interests you, and I know that there is value in these type of games.
Why is that?
Well, you're the one that is supposed to tell us why that is, dude. You've already told me on the phone. What do you want me to speak on your behalf now?
Oh, well, I thought you were saying that you already knew. Yeah, well, look, obviously it's entertaining, but I'm not betting this for entertainment. I'm betting this because I see value, first of all, in the rosters. Second of all, like I just said, with the year, teams, for divisional, if you're playing at home, like Ryan O'Reilly is, the All-Star Game is in St. Louis, you're going to try a little bit harder. Chemistry with teammates, with players, that means a lot more. And totals has really been where I've had the most success with. So we'll kind of get to that near the end of the show. But Central versus Pacific here. And again, we got around a 12.5. We got a 12.5 shaded to the over here on this total. Around minus 110 for both. So a pick 'em spot here. I'm going ahead here with the Central Division. I see the Pacific Division just very scattered right now. And one of the main reasons I love Central Division is, like I just alluded to, this All-Star weekend is in St. Louis, the defending Stanley Cup champions. You got Jordan Binnington in his first All-Star game. It's unbelievable to even be saying that, his first All-Star game.
He was a rookie last year, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not really that unbelievable. And he only started halfway through the year.
I just mean exactly how good he is, though, to even be thinking about how, obviously I understand he's so young. Ryan O'Reilly, of St. Louis Blues, Stanley Cup champion. We got Nathan MacKinnon on the Central Division. This is a guy that's going to give it his all the whole time. Mark Scheifele, a pure sniper. Tyler Seguin, a great skill guy. Roman Josi, a defenseman that can move the puck up the ice. That's what I'm looking for these defensemen. Alex Pietrangelo, same thing for him. I think he's very reliable. And then we got the Pacific Division, where I don't know if you've heard much about this, Prez, but the whole Matthew Tkachuk deal, right, with Zach Kassian?
Of course I do, and it's actually fascinating because what Matthew did was wrong, and he's not getting any slack for it at all. And he ran the guy twice.
Mm-hmm. Targeted him too. He targeted him. He's going out of his way. But to go after Kassian.
But surely Zach Kassian did not make the NHL All-Star Game.
He didn't, and I'm glad he didn't. However, Connor McDavid did, and Leon Draisaitl did, and they were both pretty much asked, what are you going to do if you get put on a line with Matthew Tkachuk? And Leon Draisaitl answered that question by saying, "I'll skate off the ice." He said, "I'm not going to play."
Seriously?
With that guy. So, yeah, whether it was a joke or not, I've had people ask me, Prez, these guys are talking smack, they're hitting each other, they're competing against each other, they're targeting each other, stuff like that happens, and then you go to the All-Star Game and you're expected to play on the same team because you're on the same division. And I'll be the first to say it, I don't think this is a stretch whatsoever. I think this division will lack chemistry. I think the Pacific Division is right now, well, I know for a fact it is, the closest division. I think it's about 5 or 6 points separating the entire division.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And, I don't think that helps this team whatsoever. I know Connor McDavid's so talented. I know Pettersson's so talented. But I think throughout the entire roster, they're not going to be able to compete with the Central Division. So my two picks for the two games, so the Metropolitan Division and the Central Division. And I'm more confident in the over in that Metropolitan Atlantic game with the over 12. But I wanted to say, Prez, this is a strategy I've looked at quite a bit here, and I hope our viewers can hop on it. In these early contests, in these early bracket games, you look at the over typically. But whether or not you're in-game betting this or pre-game, usually that championship game goes under the total. And a lot of people will love to keep hopping on that train, keep betting the over. But when it comes down to it, these athletes still love to win. They hate to lose anything in general. So when they get to the final, same thing as almost betting a second half under in the NBA All-Star Game. These championship games here with the NHL All-Star Game, since they've changed the way it works as more of a bracket style, they've definitely gone under the total because the players start to finally clamp down, take it a little more seriously, and stop fooling around. So, I expect that Atlantic versus Metropolitan game to just, absolutely blow up and go well over 12 goals. When the teams meet in the finals, there's going to be a little more defense, and they'll take it a little more seriously. So I'd bet under in that one.
He's Andrew McInnis. You can find him at Sports Memo. I am the Prez, wagertalk.com. Andrew, let's race through some of these prop bets, so the skills bets. I don't see any lines up, but maybe you could talk to this fastest skater. Is there anything even to discuss?
I don't think so. I think that McDavid just gets faster and faster. I know that you like McKinnon just as much as I do.
He's not. That's not even the same league. That's a Ferrari driving against Bentley.
Yeah, it's different types of speed. No one's even close to McDavid. I feel like McDavid's gotten faster since last year, so no one's going to touch him.
Yeah, and okay, so I have a prop bet that Alex sent in to me that I would be happy to read. I think it's in my email, so let me find it while you talk about save streak. I don't even know what this is, dude.
Pretty much it's like a bunch of breakaways from different players, and it's pretty much which goalies can get the biggest streaks, how many saves in a row they can get. So we've got David Riddick, Tristan Jarry, Jordan Binnington, Andrei Vasilevsky, Freddie Anderson, Jacob Markstrom, Braden Holtby, and Connor Hellebuck. It might seem like an obvious choice, but I'm going to go again with the guy that's playing in front of his home fans, Jordan Binnington. I feel like there's a little bit more added pressure for the guys that are playing in front of their home fans versus the guys that aren't. But again, I think that means he tries a little bit harder and takes it a little more seriously. So I'd go with Jordan Binnington. I've also seen him do pretty well in some shootouts here this past year, and I think he'll get the job done. I say a close second would be a good sleeper. Like I said, you don't have the odds up. I don't have them either. Would be Tristan Jarry. This is a guy that's actually come alive for the Pittsburgh Penguins recently.
Dude, how the hell are there 8 goalies in the All-Star game? So the AFC just announced that every quarterback in the AFC had made the All-Star game. I don't understand. 8? 8? That's 1 out of every 4 starting goalies?
Well, there's 2 per division.
This is stupidness. Okay. Here is a play from Alex B. Smith. And Alex's grandma passed away this week, so my condolences to him and his family. But he still took the time to email in knowing we were doing this show. Basically, he's saying take over 159 on Demi Lovato singing the national anthem. He went back and he looked at the last 5 times in Demi's career that she sang the national anthem. And every one of those 5 times was over 159. She did a rendition that was 2 minutes and 11 seconds in the Conor Mayweather fight. He also talks about how comparable singers, Lady Gaga was 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Alicia Keys was 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Jennifer Hudson, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Gladys Knight, last year at about 412 years old, still hit over 2 minutes. He also talks out the fact that her career was on a downhill spiral for the last couple of years. She's back strong, better than ever, and she's going to want to show off her pipes. He says there's minus 200. He would take that bet all the way to minus 300. That's how sure he is about it going over 1 minute and 59 seconds. Anything to add there?
I saw that email as well, and I didn't think there could be that in-depth of analysis.
Yeah, like I summarized that.
About an anthem, because I saw it, but I've been seeing it go around all these pages I follow, and you know how it is, Prez, that's for the Super Bowl, by the way. But you know how it is with those bets. I mean, people love to find those different props, but hey, you know, at the end of the day, a winner's a winner. So if you're finding a winner somewhere, then good for you. But you know, props to Alex for going back and looking at some of that the history.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Accuracy, shooting, another gripping skills competition. Where are you going?
Yeah, this one's always actually pretty fun to watch. Because,
none of this is fun to watch.
You know, you have to get into a really good rhythm, or else you can kind of start embarrassing yourself. Even for some of these guys that are, you know, professional hockey players, once you kind of lose your confidence, you know, you start, you know, running out of time, and you're pretty much already lost. I'm going ahead with Jonathan Huberdeau here. I bet you we'll get some decent odds with him. He's been a pure sniper this year for the Florida Panthers, and he's my pick to get the job done for the accuracy.
I think that every one of these divisions should have been forced to have one or two alumni, like Mark Messier in one of them, Gretzky in another. I mean, if you're going to do this stupid all-star thing, you might as well bring back some of the old dudes. 2019 champ in accuracy shooting, Dave Pasternak. He's not even playing this year in it. Why is that? Is he just didn't want to?
Yeah, I guess they're giving opportunities to other players.
Even more moronic. Hardest shot. I'm going with Al McGinnis.
Hey, put some respect on my guy, Al, my uncle.
He's your uncle?
No. I'm going to go ahead with, Shea Weber. I mean, 3-time winner. You can't go wrong with that. He's going to be the heavy favorite. I can't see anyone going close to him.
John Carlson won last year. 102.8 miles per hour.
Yeah, wasn't Shea Weber injured?
I don't know, dude. I pay zero attention to this stuff. Like, it's All-Star. This is not called the All-Star weekend. This is called the Lawrence Doesn't Have to Handicap NHL weekend.
All right, Prez, before we wrap this up, I know you're always good for a quick little rant. Let me give you an opportunity to answer this. Maybe you just won't care, but I want you to answer this. What are your thoughts about Alexandra Ovechkin just taking the suspension to just say, like, screw that, I'm not going? Because it sounds like you don't care, so you probably don't blame him for not caring, do you?
No. I do. You know what? Here's the bottom line. The fact that I don't care is irrelevant. To me, this is a fan event. The kids and the youth really do love this stuff. They are the future of, hockey. They're the people that are going to be watching it for the next 50 years when I'm long gone. And I think these players owe it to the people to show up and play. I think it's selfish. So I am not with you there, dude. Okay. My caring has no relevance. I'm an old, grumpy man.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I have. I'm good. Like I said, Team Metropolitan plus 100, and Team Central at minus 110 to get the job done. I like the over 12 is my best bet on the show here in the Metropolitan versus Atlantic game. And in the finals, I'll be in-game betting the under. I feel like it's definitely going to go a lot lower than the total will be set at.
Okay, my brother. Outstanding stuff. Love that you took time to do this with me. Sorry, guys, that I had nothing to add. We will be back on Monday for a regular edition of Puck Time. Enjoy your weekend, everybody, and thanks so much for all the comments.